For years, communities in the Mountain Elgon sub-region have been plagued by deadly landslides, leaving a trail of destruction, loss of property and lives. The government of Uganda, through the office of the Prime Minister, is implementing a long-term relocation program for people living in high-risk landslide zones on the slopes of Mountain Elgon. Over 12,000 households from the Elgon sub-region are targeted for resettlement. The 2024 landslide disaster claimed 49 lives and displaced more than 12,000 people in Bulambuli District, prompting government to temporarily resettle victims at Bulambuli camp. Now, government has launched phase 2 of the resettlement plan and cash transfer program, targeting 101 households at high risk of landslides in the Mountain Elgon sub-region. The beneficiaries are being relocated to Greek River sub-county in Kween District. Under the scheme, only families that surrendered their land to the Uganda Wildlife Authority after the landslide are eligible to receive 10 million shillings and 2 acres of land in the resettlement area.
People whom we are resettling are those that we had in our camps in Bulambuli. So today we are giving them the 10 million shillings that will be sent through World Bank to their accounts. And we have already done all the verifications, and this will be the second phase. But the third phase also is beginning immediately, because we are doing this concurrently with the data that we have collected across. According to Prime Minister Robinah Nabbanja, government has already acquired 1,318 acres, situated on 3 plots to resettle affected households.
So far, the government has acquired 1,318 acres of land, and that is plot 756, plot 757, and plot 805, where we are gathered today to launch this resettlement exercise.
Nabbanja urged the beneficiaries to use the 10 million shillings to build permanent homes in line with the government's resettlement objective.
Abasooka okujja ennyumba ze bazimbye n'emitwalo 3 teziriimu, ate nga government yabawadde million meka 10. And so mwe abagenda okufuna sente olwaleero tugenda kubatambulirako. Ekisooka emiliyoni 10 osobolera ddala okuzimba ennyumba etegerekeka. Osobola yadde tosobola kugimala nnyo, naye at least omuntu wabeera. Eri bazimbye ennyumba za ssubi ezimu nzirabye za miliyoni 10 nzirabyeyo. Kuba bwe tuba tujja nga ate wano nti nabo babo.
Some of the beneficiaries have expressed deep gratitude to the government for the support, describing it as a lifeline after the devastating landslides.
I think government has done good to run for us. It is giving us the land and the house. It's so much the better. Otherwise, we have been there for 1.5 years, just staying there, eating kaunga.
Affected by mudslide, and the team came to verify where we come from. So they came, we were brought to Bulambuli. We have stayed there for a long time, but unfortunately we have reshuffled to this place. We hope we are going to get our 10 million and 2 acres of land so that we can change our lifestyle.
However, some beneficiaries say they are struggling emotionally as separation from their spouses at the temporary camp has left them feeling isolated and longing for family reunification.
Separation of men from their wives, and now as I talk, it is a period of 1 year.
Leaders, including members of parliament, acknowledged the government's efforts but highlighted lingering concerns, such as access to water and other basic services, as communities await relocation.
Right, Honorable Prime Minister, this is a very painful matter. The people who are replaced from Mount Elgon, in order to create space to create the Mount Elgon National Park. Then the Rebel people who have been living on Tembro for the last 30 years, up to date, have never been resettled, Right Honorable Prime Minister.
Having schools in these particular areas of resettlement. 2, health centers. 3, water for domestic consumption. 4, construction of police stations. And the last one, tamaking of Chepsukunya Greek River to Bukwa Road.
The Permanent Secretary of the Office of the Prime Minister, Alex Kakoza, emphasized the urgent need to acquire additional land to expand resettlement programs for landslide-affected communities.
This week, we have advertised for procurement of more land, and we expect to attract more people, to attract bidders to sell us their land. But for the future, we want to go back to Cabinet and ask them to allow us to pay, to give money to those who can buy their own land, who can find land, because we also have a problem where people don't want to move from the areas where they were born.
President Yoweri Museveni approved 56 billion shillings for resettlement and rehabilitation in the Mountain Elgon sub-region, of which about 1.1 billion shillings has so far been spent. According to government plans, over 2 square miles of land will be allocated for a housing village, farming and other community activities. Amwaye Vanjuko for UBC.
This resettlement site has been launched by me.